If you're into Game Boy, there's a good chance you'll like my new Neo Geo Pocket Color series too. Every Thursday I'm reviewing a new Neo Geo game. Just join the POCubed Patreon or become a channel member here on YouTube. Somewhere in Middle Europe, Professor Lazlos sat alone, lost in a game of his own creation. The more this mathematician and Game Boy player pondered his next move, the deeper he slipped into thought. His game is now known as Lazlos' Leap. The manual gives us a rather intellectual overview of the game. The title screen, on the other hand, has a silhouette of what looks like Donald Trump's head, with the word knob next to it. I'll just leave that observation there, for you to do with what you will. Essentially, this is the game of peg solitaire that you've played on a rainy caravan holiday, but better. There's an assortment of stones on a cross-shaped board, and the job is to remove all the stones by jumping them with others. You can only make moves if there's a free space on the opposite side. I'm sure you've played some rendition of this game before, but each stage features a different layout where you need to maneuver the stones in such a way that there is only one left at the end, and this one has to end up on the flashing star at the center of the board. Pressing select to look at this scoreboard shows you the pass score for each puzzle, which is not necessarily the minimum amount of moves it takes to complete. It's possible to complete some puzzles in fewer moves. Early levels will have a pass score of something like 4 or 5 moves, but it does get higher. If you look to the far right of this scoreboard, you'll see a total pass score of 664, which should give you an indication of how many levels there are in this game, 100 to be exact. If you reach the end and you're above par, you can actually go back and see which levels you've taken too many moves to complete, and go back to them and improve your score. A pretty cool mechanic that it took me a little while to discover is that if you click a tile once, it begins to flash, and then you click the other space where you want it to move to, it'll move, but only after you press the empty space twice. At first I thought this was an oversight, but in fact you can click subsequent empty spaces as well, only clicking on the final space twice, and that way you can more efficiently move the same tile over various jumps. A nice quality of life addition. Plus, the game doesn't punish you for experimenting. You can rewind moves as often as you want without fear of points penalties. Graphically and audibly, it's as simple as they come, but if you're someone who enjoys a challenging puzzle game with a simple premise, then you could do much worse than Lazlos' Leap.